right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the winners match of the Black Monster Cup. Group D is Denial eSports versus Team Solo Kill. 2 teams enter. Only one will make it to the playoffs. Well, technically 2, but one of them has to try again after this.
Yeah. The first one automatically gets a spot, but the second one...
That's the way to say it.
They gotta fight.
We're going to see some level 1 action. Cat God. That's the wrong bush. Burns his flash just to get away. Chump John has himself a nice belly laugh.
That's okay, but Rengar is a champion that doesn't usually have to make use of his flash early on. He's mostly going to stay in the jungle for the first 5 minutes of the game, so that 5-minute cooldown flash shouldn't be too much of an issue. But it's
not a huge problem.
It might affect how Nick Wu decides to counter jungle or how Cat God decides to gank. But wow, the shortest pause in the history of the Black Monster Cup.
Yep, setting records today. W Pooh Bear trying to get a little bit of vision around the side of this red buff. They know exactly what's going on, though. Nick Wu should be starting that one up, or at least getting himself some vision of it. They have a deep ward available, so they know exactly where Chump John is. Now, whoa, okay, they're going to go for a full collapse. Gragas doesn't know what's coming for him. He has to spend flash, and that is a bit more significant.
This is really interesting, level 1 here. It's just both teams are sort of roaming as 5, and then one guy blowing his flash. Okay, well, Chump John's flash is going to be a little more useful for the opposing team than Cat God's flash is, I think. Gragas, pretty safe still in lane with the body slam. He's still not really that susceptible to ganks, but that flash could be an opportunity for Cat God to get a kill. We'll have to see how that's going to play out. But
yeah, they're actually going to go for the invade here.
This is really smart.
Is very late, and they should be able to pick it up. Nick Wu and Chump John. Now it's a flash in. Anda, he's going for the pulverize level 1, and that's Nick Wu having to spend his flash tiniest to health bars. They do secure themselves a red steal, and Chump John is set burning all the way to his turret, and they just complete the whole thing by full-on kind of jungler. This is going to mean a lane swap now, with Stixie going up to the top.
Yeah, that was a really good invade by Denial. Delayed invade. Blowing that flash on the Chump John.
Very delayed.
They knew that he didn't have wards because he wouldn't have had to blow in his flash if they didn't have wards. So, banking on that fact, they went for the late invade, and now Nick Wu, he's having to use a lot of his sustainability in the jungle, a lot of those pots, just to get himself back up. He was below a bar of health. I think he was sub 10 health from that engagement. They are going to pick up the red buff, but at what cost?
At what cost? Pretty high one. No first blood, but yeah. Now, with this going down and the lane swap completing, it seems like they waited a few seconds. Was that like a strategical thing to make sure that they didn't get a little extra help on the red buff Solo Kill did, or was it just sort of like, oh, we can totally do this and just call the audible?
I think they just said, let's do it, and called the audible. And yeah, it worked out for him. Now, they're fortunate that Elise is one of the only junglers that can sustain pretty well in the jungle with 0 pots, because if you utilize your spider links correctly, you can have them tank a lot of the damage of these camps. And since they're doing the buddy system as well, they're behind. But
Saracen, what are you doing out there? Does get the Dark Bind off. Oh boy, they should still be able to secure this though. Had to pulverize and actually give the first blood over to Cat God.
I like that idea.
Oh, all right. He missed out on the cocoon. Here comes Anda again. Support battle, but Chump John is in the mix as well. Cax is pretty low, and this could be a buff transfer in a minute. Nick Wu's going to pick it up. However, it ends up going over, so Anda gets himself a pair of double buffs all said and done. Both junglers actually demonstrating a bit of awkward positioning in that fight.
Yeah, a little bit questionable by a lot of players. Anda actually, I think he had the headbutt up earlier, but he was waiting to use it because he didn't want to push Nick Wu into Cat God, but I think it was a little bit of miscommunication because he would only have pushed him into him if he had flashed away, but he could have saved him. They could have cut him a little bit earlier, but not that big of a deal since he gets to pick up double buffs. Maybe it was a sabotage. Maybe he wanted the double buffs for himself.
A little dissension in the ranks on Denial eSports.
Yeah.
And they're doing a curious strategy here by sending the solo Stixie top, and he's got no competition right now. Chump John has been doing nothing but roaming, which sets him back quite a ways. But on the other hand, Frostalicious and Saracen are exerting a lot of pressure on the spot side and sending Anda back to Fountain again. He can teleport in though.
Yeah.
Just can't get rid of that cow.
Nope. He's a pesky animal.
Stays around. Gets himself a little bit of farm too. Very, very strange behavior. Having Evaniscus actually roam. For a second, I forgot that Ando wasn't the support, and I was like, wait a minute, why is he? Oh yeah, he's the top laner. This
why does
game.
Evaniscus have double buffs and going down to the top lane? And
Yeah,
why did he start with an Amp Tome and a Ruby Crystal?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so AP Alistair, right?
Trinity Force Alistair.
Yeah, Trinity Force.
Well, I don't know. Well, why would he go for those 2 items?
Two different parts? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Frostalicious is going to get bubbled up as Cat God goes in on him, gets the bullet down, and that's going to be a delayed kill. They pick it up on a nice collapse. Nick Wu has not really been able to get involved in these early skirmishes so far.
No, I think that early game set him far behind. Whoa, Saracen.
Saracen. He's got his black shield. Gets burned. Burns his flash as
Whoa!
well. Cat God says, okay, I'll follow up. But Nick Wu is there to try and turn it around. Gets hit on the Dark Binding Ando with the perfect pulverize and headbutt away. Oh, but he still goes down. Jungle trading out. Ando getting himself another kill. 2-0 on the cow. Zombie Pooh Bear and Sarah trade up a little bit more damage.
Wet noodle fight.
Oh, maybe not so wet. Here we go. Nubby Pooh Bear. He runs right into the shield, and he gets sustained up for just a moment. Can he stay alive, though? Flashing forward. Auto attack is Sarah getting the kill. Evaniscus trying to finish up the fight, but he can't quite do it. Anda now should be able to get the chase in, but Sareth is going to make this a wild goose chase.
Will Sareth get out of this alive?
He's going to try.
Here comes...
Oh, all eyes on that robot. The collapse is coming. Can he get out in time? Cax knows it. Oh, he gets away! Oh, man.
That was close.
That was a bola away
Yeah.
from a kill.
I mean, if you're going to check that bush, you might as well bola into it. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I crazy?
Cax. No, you're totally right on that.
I mean, that's such a small nitpick.
I don't think he expected Sareth to be there, because they pinged out the Wraith camp and pinged out the brush below red buff. And then, yeah.
So, well played.
It's sort of like a one of those carnival games. You got to guess exactly where he is.
Well, game's starting to normalize a little bit. It's been interesting thus far.
Yep.
But
Stixie
now
actually hasn't backed, by the way.
Well, I think that's pretty standard for a guy that's been in the lane. How much gold does he have? He's sitting on 2,200 gold. Oh wow.
He hasn't
okay.
been able to really outfarm Frost though, and that's the curious thing. That's the troubling thing, considering he's been pretty much assisted and also unopposed until now.
Yep. Well, Chip John doing his best up there. Actually ahead of Anna and CS, but that's because Anna's been roaming around the map, getting kills and stuff.
Yep, Sareth doing his best to zone out Nubby Pooh Bear. Doing a good job of it so far.
Alright, so starting to slow down.
Dragon up.
Whoa, okay.
Hello. Hello. They get that pretty quickly, actually, Nick Wu. Double timing it up with Saracen. So, Sneaky Dragon, and they're dead even in gold right now.
They even snuck it by me. I didn't even notice till the dragon was already dead, but...
I was like, wait, are they... Oh, wow, they're doing that. Okay.
Sort of the flexibility of that Elise pick. Level 5, they were able to 2-man the dragon, which is pretty impressive. Like I said, you can get the Spiderlings to tank. She has 2 sets of abilities. She's got percent-based... What is he doing?
What is it? Whoa, Nick Wu, okay. All right. Little jungle duel, under tower, that's safe.
That was a suicide mission. He had flash, but...
That's when you type in all chat, #worth.
Yeah, I
don't even know, man.
I'm a little bit speechless. That was just Nick Wu opting for a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah. All right, so that settles in. 5 to 4 in kills right now. Gold, once again, dead even. Stixie and Chump John pulling it out with each other. The time being. Stixie should be able to poke Chump John down if he really wants to, but there is, of course... the Gragas ultimate that can save his life in the event that he needs to. It's going to be hard for him to farm. So they're really giving up on this early game Gragas pressure by allowing the lane swap to happen. But they're okay with it, considering Frostalicious has been, up until this point, actually pretty good keeping up in farm. Now falling a little bit behind.
Big question is, how long is Stixie going to stay in lane before he backs to buy? He's at 3,000 gold right now. Oh, 2,500 gold, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's a lot, man. They're going to look to find Nick Wu here. Triple teaming. Could be a quadra for just a minute, but Barrel's going to come in, and that means Nick Wu is going to try and stealth away, but will it be enough?
Oh!
Nope.
Fancy
Stixie.
footwork.
Oh, man. That was the perfect amount of poison tick to give Stixie the kill.
Yeah.
Now he should be able to back and pick himself up quite a lot. 2,800 gold.
Beautiful stun by Nubby Pooh Bear, though, and he's actually going to... a little bit of icing on the cake here. Get the last bit of CS before he backs.
He's got a red buff too. You might as well push it as far as you can, right?
Yeah. CatGod has been like a magnet for these bindings.
Yeah, this is pretty insane. Okay, so now Onda is trying to save the tower down bot, but meanwhile they've been able to answer a lot back. Ooh, Frostalicious getting low. Gets himself pulverized, but the headbutt was not used. And Saracen trying to save this tower, but I'm not really sure why. He does manage to flash away and save himself from CatGod, but with the big chain stun going down, it's a 4v3. They do save it for the time being, but it's looking to be a matter of time at this point.
Yeah.
A lot committed there, though, however, by denial.
They're sticking around, which is a little bit dangerous.
Should have shot where he was going to be.
Stixie still hasn't backed.
Nope, he's really sitting on this. 3,100 gold, and he goes invisible now. Finds himself Chump John. He wants so much more. Think of all he could do with the damage. Honestly, if he sticks around for another 700 gold, that's an eye edge in one back.
Yeah.
He might just do that.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
If you've been in the lane for this long, you might as well just keep going for it.
Yeah. Well, it's not like he's in any immediate danger. Huge pickup right there. He's still only up 10 CS, though, over Frostalicious, who is now backing for the second time. So, you know, it's not too bad. Oh, gotta be careful. It's a little bit of help with Saracen down here now. With the first tower fallen, too. Pressure's on to try and make this top one answer back, but still, gold is really, really close.
Maybe Pooh Bear, maybe looking for a little bit of a catch on Serath, but... Oh, here we go!
There we go. Okay, that's going to be Serath going very low and going down. Nubby Pooh Bear answering back with the kill. A lot of flashes spent. It's going to be Frostalicious answering again. So they trade mid laners for the time being, but will Cax get the kill off of Frostalicious or vice versa? Heal spent. Oh, he's going to run away, burn his flash. Cax backs off at the last second possible. Frostalicious coming up unopposed in the mid lane now.
Couple nice crits there.
60 still hasn't backed. 35,000.
Nick
We need like a timer.
Woo!
Uh-oh! Nick Woo going in for CatGod. That's not a suicide mission. That was an easy, clean kill. Spiderling's tanking the last of the shots. And Stixie now. Uh-oh. There's Saracen around the back. Evaniscus is staying alive, but for how much longer? Nick Woo making a move up there, skittering in range. Saracen trying to get the kill off. Stixie gonna go invis. He might just run back to this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And they should be able to take this tower down with the amount of bursts that they have. Team Solo Kill coming up with the first 3 towers of the game now.
Yeah, and the first dragon as well. So, despite what looked to be control over the aggression and the kills from Denial, has turned into really just a great show of objective control for
it's okay, though.
For Team Solo Kill.
Stixie backs and gets himself a Bork. Ain't no thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened.
Bork and Boots.
Bork and Boots.
First back. Nice.
That was a brilliant landing phase for Stixie. 1-0, 113 CS. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Just hear her making the invisible sound, and they find Serath on a stun. Nubby Pooh Bear looking to combo up on this one. Stixie has his ultimate. The ball's going to land on Nubby Pooh Bear, but it won't be nearly enough. Stixie gets himself second kill of the game as the siege on the middle begins. And they won't be able to take this one down, but they still put a lot of damage onto it, down to half, or a little bit less than half now, and they find out Saracen. That should be another kill. Stixie with a third this game. Nicely played out by Denial eSports. Can they find a fourth, though? Frostalicious got stunned up for just a moment, but the tower is still threatening. And
how convenient. 2 kills right as the dragon spawns, so this could be a pretty big turn in momentum.
Cax wants this, but they'll pick the tower first.
Yeah. This is going to be a nice swing of objectives here for Denial, and this is going to give them the lead, in fact. And actually a turn in the top lane as well, so wow. Yeah. All of a sudden.
Well, it's not like they had given up their towers all in the outer without, you know, answering something back. But yeah, it was kind of a stroke of luck that Solo was able to get that first. Whoa, teleport in from Chump John. They're going to back off the dragon right now, and this is going to be started up by Solo Kill. The 5-man, but they're also waiting for Onda to come in here. He gets into the party. Dragon is not being fought right now, and they'll be able to kind of get a little bit of more map pressure back. Cax is waiting for the initiation. If he can get one, hopefully they can stall it out. That's what they're thinking. But Serath doesn't quite have Shockwave yet. They don't know it if they want to take the fight.
Pyro, we got a good old-fashioned Dargan standoff.
I think that's what's happening. Oh, did you just transform into Nubbins for a second?
Maybe.
That was amazing. Yeah, and the standoff ends as it begins, but Evaniscus is... Now that was a perfect use of the tidal wave as they secure up the dragon and get out alive. But Nubby Pooh Bear may not. He's going down. He's going bursted. That's going to be a pickup for Sereth. Onda tries to save his life. Not enough. Might just end up getting himself killed. There's the ultimate pop. They give him up for dead.
You completely abandoned him.
Yep. That's too late. They're going to get themselves 2 kills. Saracen gets that one. Hard to call that, actually, if that was worth, to be honest.
Well, a couple kills traded back and forth, but there's a big wave pushing here. So Solo Kill could have the opportunity to...
they're going for pushing a second-tier tower, and they should really...
It's a good call.
...be anything they can do about this, although Stixie and Cat God... okay. That's going to be a pick up on Evaniscus. As I'm looking in the jungle, that happens. Cat God on the run, so is Stixie. He's going pretty low right now. If Saracen can get nothing onto him because he gets the Summoner Heal, speeds up for just a second. But that was a nice jungle answer there for Solo Kill, who find themselves, despite losing out on the dragon, picking up quite a lot for it. Get themselves dead even in gold once again. 2-tower advantage.
Yeah, this game is getting really close here. It's hard to tell who's coming out on top of a lot of these fights. The team fights seem to be really even, and I sort of expected this. It really depends on the initiation. Denial really relies on a good initiation, whereas Solo Kill has a lot of ability to sort of scrap up team fights. They have a lot of utility in their picks, mostly because of their high mobility and because of Morgana's Black Shield. But they have just a little more variability in how they engage team fights, whereas Denial is pretty one-dimensional in the fact that they're just relying on Ondo or Cat God to make an opening, and then a tidal wave to follow up or a tidal wave to disengage. So that's what's going to depend now. Cat God had a really great start. He's doing well for himself right now, but I haven't really seen him make great use of the ultimate in the mid-game. Well, I guess it's still 17 minutes in, but I guess we could classify this as mid-game because the laning phase didn't
kind
last
of become
very long.
that, considering 3 towers to 4 right now. Onda is going to get himself the bot one, so they crack the outer shell. However, still have to be very cautious about taking fights. It seems that where Denial is excelling is getting picks that result in like a combination of Nubby, Pooh Bear, Stixie, and Cat God, whereas, speaking of picks, Evaniscus nearly going down, but there is the counter engage. Frostalicious gets blown up. Stixie and Cax combining. Very big, but has to be careful. The distance comes in. Half his health bar is gone. Saracen, ooh, those minions saved the Dark Binding from landing on him. Big, big kill, and they get out. So far, Denial, kind of guerrilla warfare on their part. They get in, they grab kills, they get out.
Yeah. And, I mean, they have a really good team to catch people out, but at the same time, once they blow their cooldowns, I mean, what else do they have? Once Rengar's in a fight, he's not really going to come out.
And he's pretty committed to it unless they get a kill. Oh, he's going to go for it right now. Cax has himself invisible, goes in onto Nick Wu. They're targeting him out, but it's going to be a jungle trade-off as, wow, Solo Kill, they're really living up to their name there. They unload everything on Cax.
Yeah, well, this game is just, they're just trading blows back and forth, and this is sort of really similar to the Luxac Solo Kill game that we saw earlier.
Though.
Whoa.
The stealth combination is really crazy because there's just so much sudden burst potential. Sereth nearly goes down to the poison stacks, but he gets away. Onda actually might go in for him here. He just finds him out. He's shopping. He didn't see it. Move over. Big pickup. And they answer again. Stixie, he's in trouble though. Frostalicious chased him forward with the flash. Shutdown gold going over to Frostalicious. And now the 3-man squad from Denial Esports trying their best to get out of here. See if they can escape from Frostalicious, Jump John, and Saracen. Looking difficult. Oh, Evaniscus going down. Jump John coming up with the body slam. And they stay alive. Onda, he's in a bit of trouble too, trying to muscle his way through this squad, but he could go down. It's a double kill, however, for Jump John, and another pickup for Frostalicious. This could be a Baron right now.
Okay, bad idea.
Yep.
The flow chart for Baron. Is it earlier than 20 minutes? Yes, then don't do the Baron.
Especially with Cax still alive. He could get the steal off. And
he could
knows
get
this is
the
happening.
steal plus kills. This is
dangerous territory. They're just going to try and take that out. So death timer's still only 8 or 7 seconds away. Rengar going invisible should get a jump onto somebody. Who's he going to choose, though? This Baron is going very, very, very low. They know he's here. They chase him out, and they go for the kill. That's Cat God staying alive just barely. They finally melt through him, and they get some more for that one. Buster shot onto Stixie. Nearly goes down, but for the Summoner He'll get themselves a Baron buff. Lose Saracen in all the craziness, but Chump John and Nick Wu are still alive somehow, and that was a very gutsy call that paid off for Team Solo Kill.
As they pulled that off because they executed that pretty much flawlessly. They juggled aggro between Spiderlings, Nick Wu, and Chump John, took really minimal damage, and pulled off of the Baron at precisely the right time. All they were trying to do was push Cat God back. They actually got the kill, I believe. Yeah, they did even get the kill on it. So just very well played there, and it's a risky call, but it really paid off because of how well they executed that. Now they have a Baron buff. They have a Tristana who's pretty fed. He's level 12, so his range isn't the best, but they should be able to get some objectives. Compared to 60, yeah.
It's when you're dealing with the item differential. I mean, Tristana is just a monster pushing machine. They have insane siege with just her alone. I mean, Nick Wu and Cat God effectively cancel each other out in most of these fights. So, with all being said and done, considering he's the primary engage, all they have to do is worry about a 1 in 4 Syndra right now. I think Stixie is the primary focus for these next fights. And with 4 members with Baron buff, it's starting to look a little bit better for them. Oh, Cax, he's waiting. Gets a Bola, no follow-up.
And his pink ward. His baby that he was trying to protect. Yeah.
They're running train through the jungle right now. Solo Kill shouldn't have too much trouble forcing any fight they want. The question is, what do they take here? Do they just try to safely siege down turrets? I think that's the best bet for them, considering the engagements are still so hectic.
Yeah. They actually have a really good team comp for sieging because they have zone potential with Gragas Barrels. They have catch potential with bindings and cocoons, and as the game goes on, Tristana's just going to get better and better and better. Not only at sieging and killing turrets, but just at killing in general. So, Solo Kill's in a really good spot right now to be able to...
Yeah, they just keep roaming. They grab everything from the jungle, leave it completely bare, and then they can move on to the top side. This is forcing Denial Esports to mobilize in defense, but making really good use of the Baron buff to just ring around the sides and grab as much as they can. Oh, Evaniscus, gotta be careful. Gets the proc off on the Frost Queens, but that was just the safety disengage. Here comes Stixie and Cax. Double invisibility. They jump onto Stareth. He's getting melted down, though. That is a Gragas Barrel coming out to try and zone away. Cat God jumps into the fight anyways. Shutdown gold. It looks like Frostalicious' first casualty of war right now. Nick Wu, he is staying alive just barely, but he's got nowhere to go. It's a double kill being picked up by Nubby Pooh Bear. And a really nice engagement by Denial Esports, resulting in 2 kills.
Questionable positioning by both Ceres and Frostalicious in that fight.
Especially Frost. That was very strange. He relied way too much on his rocket jump.
Yeah. It's a good ability, but it's not that good.
Still has some never had a chance.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about.
Seraph lived, but he just didn't have...
Well, the ball delivery wasn't there. I mean, Chump John immediately spent his ultimate, and then there was no possibility to do the wombo combo that they needed. And that's why we always say Gragas Orianna is a strange combination. Speaking of Gragas, Chump John doing a little face checking right now.
Frostalicious is back.
He is, and that means everybody scatter. Baron buff for no. Denial Esports are very scared of this 4-3 Tristana. They will try to take themselves a red buff, get out with it. And that goes over to Nubby Pooh Bear, actually. Ooh, fight could happen right here. Sarasun getting locked up. That's a lot of single target damage on Nick Wu. Evaniscus, though, he's on the wrong side of this fight. Has to spend his flash already, and Frostalicious on the chase with Chump John. Looks like they're having sushi tonight.
Indeed they are, and Evaniscus just got cut out on the wrong side of that one. His team went one way, and he went the other, so... I mean, this game's still a little bit chaotic. What's this, more than 3,000 gold still?
Dead even kills, too. I mean, a 3,000 kill game, excuse me, 3,000 kills, that'd be a game. 3,000 gold lead is not huge. It still means a few things, but considering it's in favor of the team that didn't get the Baron... Or, wait, excuse me, never mind. I'm completely wrong. I'm like, I have my teams backwards. Considering they have such a slight lead in a lot of other places, it doesn't mean a whole lot, considering, again, Denial Esports can really take just about any fight they want, with the exception of that.
Yeah, the team fights can really go either way at this point, and we saw that all depends on positioning and the initiation, which CatCod actually did a pretty good job. I mean, all the flack that Rengar gets in North America and Europe and in the LCS.
Oh,
he's a champion with a lot of possibility, a lot of potential.
Oh, he is, and I think. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Cax is a little bit caught out. It's going to go down to Frostalicious. Now Stixie trying to zone on to Saracen. Might get the poison proc, and he does, but he's going to go down for that one. The ball lands only on him, but hashtag worth. They're saying it is a 2-for-2. Trading support, AD carry, and 2 junglers. Denial Esports trying to disengage from this one. Frostalicious could have gone down there. Sustaining up through the Vamp Scepter helped him out.
Yeah, this is almost like a mirror of the game that we saw earlier in Team's local game versus Luxax. Just a lot of really chaotic team fights, just a bloodbath all around. 2-for-2 trades, even at 26, 30 minutes, just really even at this point. And I mean, Stixie's pretty huge. We saw it there. That was basically like a 5v4 or a 5v1. I'm sorry. He just came up on the back of him, popped spray and pray, and actually took out almost 2 people all by himself. So
before they knew what was happening too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, going back to Rengar. It's not a bad choice. It's just that it's a very particular champion that you have to build a comp that works around it. I think Denial has that composition, but nonetheless, they're utilizing CatGod as a primary initiator, which is fine, except for the fact that they just don't have the sustain to really back it up, except for with Onda. So they have to be very careful about how they take these fights. They blow somebody up and then snowball, or they get blown up and get snowballed. It's kind of 50-50.
Which sort of tells you something about a game when that's how the fights are decided by who gets
flip
blown
a coin
up first. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the burst meta never went anywhere, right?
Yeah. Well, Baron spawns in 5 seconds, and it looks like Solo Kill is who are the ones who are in the position to start this one off. There it is.
Oh, this is seen a mile away, and they're just going to take the fight to it. Oh, careful. Careful. Everything is revealed. Okay, Rengar is going to go ulti. CatGod's there. He's waiting for the moment. He jumps on. Oh, he misses it. Okay, run the wrong way. That's unfortunate. And he's going to go down. No problem as Frostalicious gets himself another kill in his book. 5v4 now commences. Denial Esports does not want to take this one. Definite miscommunication there. And this is going to be the start of the Baron without CatGod in the picture. They can contest this. Chump John is there for the zone. But there's a lot of damage here. And Solo Kill should be able to get this one.
Yeah. Baron's,
oh, Nubby Pooh Bear, he wants to take the fight. He goes in a little bit too early. Ball will shut him down. Onda going into the picture, but the Baron is already gone. This is going to be a very decisive one indeed. Frostalicious jumping his way out of the pit. Onda falling down, as well as Stixie, and they get themselves 3 for none in the following engage, already taken out CatGod. So all said and done, 4 kills and a Baron buff for free. Thank you very much.
And just like that, the game's blown a little bit more wide open. 7K gold lead. They do have 20 seconds on these set timers to do what they please, but it looks like they're just going to clean up some CS, get the waves pushing, maybe get the second tier with Frostalicious, but he's starting to get really scary. Picked up, I think, 2 or 3 kills on engagement, has 3,000 gold in his inventory, so that's a bloodthirster. Parts of the Last Whisper.
Set Stixie in the sights. And that was, again, that all comes off of CatGod initiating when they don't want to, or clearly when they bailed out immediately afterwards. They get themselves a dragon as well. I mean, this is starting to become a pretty big gold lead that they were able to snowball off of that simple mistake from CatGod.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Stixie. Get the farm. Sneak up on those minions.
I was giving CatGod praise earlier on for his initiations, but then I think that's 3 or 4 in a row that he's just completely botched and been caught out of position.
Well, the other problem is he's never finished his Feral Flare, so he's not going to have those battle stats available for a while. And they've had so much pressure with the crazy engagements that he just hasn't been able to farm it up to the level he wants. And I think this is a mistake. If you're going for the Feral Flare, you might as well rush it.
Yeah, a lot of Rengars just go ahead and sit on the matches.
That's something I think that NA definitely makes a mistake on in general. I don't see that happening in Korea and other regions. Not as frequently anyways.
Because
they managed to make it happen.
Well, the reason that is, I think, is because Rengar has pretty much he's a ticking time bomb with when he has to start building tanky. Because his initiations are almost useless later in the game, especially coming from the jungle unless he's tanky at a certain point. Korean Rengars are so good at getting early leads and using Rengar to his full potential earlier on, so they have more gold to work with. So they can build a Feral Flare before the time comes where they have to build tanky. Whereas Rengars in North America and in Europe, they just don't get leads early on as Rengar, so they have to forego the Feral Flare and forego the Wriggles Lantern upgrade in order to build tanky earlier and build more cooldown reduction earlier to have a better impact on teamfights. But just a theory.
Well, it's not a bad one. Solo Kill are utilizing this Baron to just muscle their way in. CatGod has really been afraid to try and go in with the engagement that he has, and it is due to the fact that he was never really able to get those battle stats. Yes, he's trying to be tanky, but it's clearly not enough at this point in the game. Nikwu proving so much more useful. He goes full AP for a little bit, and then once he's got the Void Staff, boom, goes up to the Locket of the Iron Solari. So definitely helping out. Ooh, flash forward with the ball, but Stixie gets out alive with his own flash.
Is this a fiesta? Because that's a sombrero.
Yep, that's what's happening. And they go even farther forward for the siege. Tower should fall down pretty quickly, but there is the big oh my goodness, Sereth going down. The wave was ridden. They do manage to get one kill off of it. Although, Onda, he might follow up. Can they get the kill there? They can. Nikwu coming up big and repelling away from the damage. 1-for-1 trade so far. Mid laner for top. However, a lot of the counter engage potential is gone without Sereth. This tower should be going down in just a moment, but double invisibility. They go in. Chump shot Stixie. He's going low. Frost Delicious. Can he take him out? He can. Goes on a W. Pooh Bear. Gets himself another one, and that is Frost Delicious coming up with a double. They go huge, and they keep on chasing. That inhibitor is going to fall down. Nikwu keeps it alive, and the surrender vote comes in. GG. Denial Esports gets one loss in this one as Team Solo Kill comes up with the automatic ticket punched going into the playoffs.
Very impressive. They only picked up the spot in the Black Monster Cup because Team Green Force disbanded, and they were next in line from the qualifier, so they got the spot. So that's really impressive to come in like that. Unfortunately, didn't qualify the first time around, and making the best use out of that qualification. 2-0. They are the front runners from Group D, moving on into the playoff stage. I think, judging by experience and judging by how long the teams have been together, people would probably have expected Denial to be the front runners and the ones to move on after Coast dropped out. But very impressive performance, and their ability to make the best of chaotic situations was what got them ahead in those last two games, actually. And Frost Delicious on Tristana had a little bit of struggle at the beginning of the first game, but really came into his own in both the games in the late game, and really did well in that Tristana.
Yeah, amazing play out of all that. So they managed to punch their ticket in after not even being qualified until earlier today. So huge ups to them. But Solo Kill out of the way for now then. Denial Esports will drop down to play against Team Luxax for our last match of the night. The winner of that will join Solo Kill in the playoffs from Group D, but we'll have to find out after this quick break. So guys, we're going on a quick caster cooldown. Don't go anywhere because you won't want to miss the last match. You're watching the Black Monster Cup on ESL.